Hi guys, I'm over on the side. I'm just starting up the broadcast. So I had intended to be a lot further along, as I've said a couple of times. Hi guys. Nope. Over on the side. I'm just starting up the broadcast. Maybe I should turn that off. That tells you how far behind we are, though. Yeah, so I'm a lot further behind than I would have liked to have been. I came out for a couple more hours. So all totaled, we've got 35 hours of work into this build so far. I got the front done. I got this all done. I'm kind of on this side here now. And well, I got most of it done. Yeah, I still got to do that. But my back started getting bad again. So I kind of quit last night. I did another 2 hours last night, though. So, how was everybody's weekend? I'm just checking to make sure I'm framed properly. Yeah, I think that should be good. All right, I'll put that over there. I got my wife back last night. She came back from Florida. So we're good there. I'm gonna go around the side, I think, for this. I'll get this finished and then I'll go around the back side there. These are good. No, they're not. Okay. So I kind of need these. Yeah. I really need these to be as flush as possible. Basically, I don't want to have to be cutting them off with the wheel again. So what I'm going to do just check this. Okay, so that seems to work. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. So my wife came home last night and took a look and told me where I was wrong on a bunch of things. But we're going to go forward with it like it is. I'm not making architectural changes. Not at this point. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8. Nine, 10. All right, that's that one. We are going to get right at it. Actually, we're going to start at the top and come down. Almost wish I could make it stay this temperature. It's not quite as hot as it normally gets. Obviously, it's just warming up. But it seems to melt the glue just fine because this is not high temp glue that I'm using right now. And it seems to, well, obviously it cools quicker because it's not as hot. And it doesn't burn me as much. That's a good thing. I like not getting burned. Ta-da! All right, just see my arms high. Okay, next piece. just slightly too short. Okay, so I need 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have nobody talking to us yet, but then again, we're on early, I think. Pretty sure we're early right now. So I guess I need to ramble for a bit, just in case, you know, somebody's actually watching, or at least watching on YouTube later. What do I ramble about? You know, it's hard to come up with things to ramble about, just kind of on the spur of the moment. I suppose I'd like to talk about the price of tea in China, but I mean, honestly, who cares about the price of tea in China? That was a joke. I could talk about Comcast and their terrible service. Oh, wow. It's hard being entertaining all the time. Well, hello. And Gold Coast of Australia. Hi. Thanks for stopping by. I actually thought, when I saw Shannon, I actually thought you were somebody I worked with. But not from the Gold Coast of Australia. That's actually pretty cool. So what brings you by, Shannon B. from the Gold Coast of Australia? You like popsicle sticks? You like mansions? I like mansions. Or have you been listening to me ramble? There we go. This is the first time I've actually been sitting down at this end. So I'm half blind, can you tell? I never used to be. It's literally only in the last 2 years that I've needed glasses like this. So yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I've been kind of, I started here yesterday, and I've just been kind of sheathing around the front here, and I'm going to go around the side and around the, well, actually, I've got this part of the back already done. So since you're new, I think you're new. Are you new, Shannon? Have you been watching some of the other stuff that we've been doing? Because I can explain to you what's going on here. I don't mind, and I mean, who knows? Maybe there are other people who are new too. Oh, well, that didn't work. At least not the way I wanted it to. Holy crap. Kind of worked. Wow, that worked well. Jerry sent me here for that. Did you? Which movie review did you watch? Pixels, or did you see Rogue Nation too? Oh my God, I am so embarrassed by the Pixels review. I couldn't, in good conscience, throw away the footage because the conversation that he and I had was just good. But looking up his nose for a half an hour for 3 minutes was not really what I had in mind. Oh, you saw both? Excellent. So, yeah, it's a brand new series that I'm doing, and I haven't perfected everything just yet. I want, at least on each review, I want to let people know a little bit more about what it is and why I'm doing it. But basically, it's my contention that everyone has a bias, and most reviewers, when they're giving you reviews of anything really, but film and TV specifically, all they're doing is telling you whether they liked it or not. And if you don't know what they like and don't like, you don't actually get anything from their reviews. Just because Siskel and Ebert or whoever the reviewers are these days say that it was a terrible film, doesn't actually mean it was a terrible film to you. It means it was a terrible film to them. But if they like, well, perfect example is No Country for Old Men. That thing won an Oscar and got universally fantastic reviews. All of the reviewers just loved it. I thought that was the biggest piece of trash that anyone has ever put to film. Like, that's 4 hours of my life that I'm just never getting back. But that kind of it was an art film, right? It was almost like a case study, an acting study. Movies aren't out here yet, but I do like some spoilers and honest reviews. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't really give any spoilers, but then again, for those two films, there's not really a lot of spoilers. Mission Impossible follows a formula, right? There's a Mission Impossible formula. We've seen it. This is like the 4th or 5th Mission Impossible movie, so we know what we're getting with Mission Impossible. Pixels is, well, actually, it kind of follows more of an 80s type of a formula, too. It's good guys versus bad guys. Good guys win in the end, and good guy gets the girl. It's got some comedy in it, and it's got some video game humor in it, which are they're all touch points that I like. I was saying in the review, I don't like Adam Sandler, so I was quite surprised that he did as well as he did in the movie. Kind of universally dislike just about anything he's seen done. I'm gonna have to move this thing closer. Normally I'm sitting over here. So yeah, so each episode, what I'm going to try to do is obviously say whether or not I like the movie, and then tell you why I like the movie, and then explore what my particular bias is in that regard. So, you know, I like Pixels because it was a comedy. Now, Jerry calls it an awkward comedy, which I don't. But it was a comedy, and it dealt with video games, 80s video games specifically. And I am an 80s video game child. So it hit the things that I like. So if you like the same things that I like in that respect, then you will like Pixels. If you don't, then you won't. Mission Impossible had, you know, again, it's following a formula, right? So anybody that goes into Mission Impossible and doesn't know what they're getting, you haven't been paying attention. You know, and people, and this is what I don't like about stuff like this. You know, people will pan it because, you know, it didn't have this kind of plot, it didn't have that kind of plot. Well, why did you go into Mission Impossible expecting that stuff? You've never gotten it before. What would make you think that you were going to get it now? Oh, shoot, I need more of these. I miscounted. So there's a couple more I'm thinking about going to see. I need 1, 2, 3 more of these. I want to see Minions, and I want to see Sherlock. I think both of those could be good, and very, very different movies too, obviously. I have very eclectic tastes. So when are those movies coming out in good. There we go. September 10th for Pixel. September 10th? Why the hell is it taking so long to get Pixels to Australia? Are they sending it by carrier pigeon? Honestly, like what? I do not understand that reasoning. And they wonder why people torrent things. So just so you know, the reason that I'm live streaming this right now is there are actually people that are interested in it, which is a little bit fascinating to me. Why people would want to sit here and watch me glue popsicle sticks together, I don't know. And secondly is I want the footage. This is the easiest way, actually, for me to get the footage for the time lapse, because when this is all done, when I get it all together, I'm going to take. I got like, God, more than 24 hours of footage already. I'm going to take it all and I'm going to put it into a time lapse video, so that people can see the whole process in about 6-8 minutes, something like that. Rogue Nation only just came out a few days ago. Well, that's better. At least it's out. This is going to be interesting. This is probably the smallest piece I got to deal with. So you can probably look for reviews coming out for both Sherlock and Minions in the near future too. Another thing about me is I tend not to go to movies that I think I will dislike. I don't like horror movies, scary movies, stuff like that. I didn't go see Jurassic Park, the newest Jurassic Park, because it just looked like it was, trying to scare people. And I don't appreciate movies that try to scare people. I just don't find that entertaining. There's a bunch of other kinds of things that I don't find entertaining too. Like, I'm definitely one of these guys that, entertainment is a specific thing to me. I like comedies, I like some dramas, I like science fiction, I like even documentaries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or at least some documentaries. Have you seen Ant-Man? Yes, I did see Ant-Man. And did you stay right till the end credits? Yes, I stayed right till the end credits. So this is another case. I liked Ant-Man. And who knows, maybe I should do a review on this. In fact, maybe I should get Jerry together and we should go, because he doesn't get to go. I liked Ant-Man. It was a bit of an action. It was sort of like an action comedy, to be honest. Right? It definitely didn't take itself seriously. I loved the scenes where, like the end credit scene there, where they've got Falcon talking in that other guy's voice. That was just funny as hell. There was some action, right? But it wasn't a full-on action film. It definitely wasn't like an Iron Man kind of an action film. It was more of a, it was a heist film, quite frankly. And this is something that Marvel, I think, is doing quite well right now. Each of their different properties is becoming a different genre of film. So Iron Man is the epitome of, you know, the superhero action film. I mean, that's just what it is. Captain America is an espionage thriller. And I think Ant-Man is a heist film. Definitely a comedy heist film, though. So yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, it was definitely not. I don't want to say Oscar worthy, because I think it might be Oscar worthy, but then again, I don't like the way they pick the Oscars. So, but it's not something where you would expect high drama, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. You know, it definitely was not No Country for Old Men, but then again, to me, that's a very good thing. I definitely, well, I just said I'd definitely go see it again. So, you know, that tells you something right there. Yeah, there's not really a lot to say about it. The character progression, well, okay, the acting was fine. You know, I like Michael Douglas as actor. I thought he was very good. I thought the villain did a pretty good job. Although I'm starting to come to the conclusion that I like the villains, because they seem to do, several of them seem to do a good job recently. There was nothing that broke me out of the story, and that's a big thing for me. You know, if I think for some reason, you know, something isn't, something's out of place, that really affects me. Now, this is going to be fun. I know a little bit about Ant-Man, the comic book. So from what I understand, not a lot, a little bit. I'm also one of these guys that don't believe that you have to stay absolutely strict to a book. But by the same token, if you change plot points that worked for no good reason, I do question it. The first Spider-Man was a good example of that. There was a particular plot point all throughout the book that it was probably the biggest plot point that Spider-Man ever had, or at least the biggest recurring plot point, was that he made his own web fluid, and the web fluid was always running out at the most inopportune time, and he would get himself in trouble because of that. And then he would run up against a new villain, and he'd lose to the new villain because the new villain had something he'd never seen before. And then he would go away, and he would mix up a new batch of web fluid that had some special characteristic for that new villain, and then he'd come back and he'd beat the new villain. Nowadays, what tends to happen is somebody will come up against a villain and lose to the villain. Where did I see this recently? I was watching one of the the animated Batman films. Son of Batman versus Robin. And Batman meets the Court of the Owl. And they have a bunch of, there's like 4 or 5 ninja assassins that work for this Court of the Owl thing. And Batman gets his ass handed to him on a silver platter, like almost dead. It's so bad. And there were like 4 of them, I think, beating him half to death. And so he goes away and does nothing different. And that was at around the middle of the story. And then he comes back near the end of the story, and there's like 50 of them now. And he's done literally same fighting moves, same everything, and he kills every one of them. There was no reason for it. That was just bad plot. That was Batman has to lose in the middle because that makes the story interesting, because if he didn't lose in the middle, then the story would be over. And Batman has to win in the end, because if he doesn't, it's not a Batman film. Right? The film was not Batman dies. And that breaks me out of the plot. That's just lazy writing. I'm sorry. So things like that will bother me. But other things, like changing the name of a guy, or Starship Troopers was a good example. The only thing that Starship Troopers shared with the book, I think, was the name of the film. And maybe the fact that they called the things that they were fighting bugs. But nothing else was the same. Like, the bugs weren't even the same. Ow. That hurt. I burned myself a lot, so. And Starship Troopers was a good film. I liked it. Another one that got universally panned was Battlefield Earth. And again, I liked it. It was only half of the book, and that's probably a biggest part of the criticism that was laid against it, was they only did half of the book. But most books don't translate well directly to the screen. You definitely have to tell a story differently on the screen than you do in a book. J.R.R. Tolkien is perfect proof of that. If you ever tried to put that book directly to the screen, not only would it be 14 hours, but it would be boring as hell. I've tried to get through that one more times than I can count, and I've never been able to without falling asleep. I'm gonna keep that. That's close enough, I think. Yeah, that's close enough. 1, 2. Actually, I think that's enough. I'm just going to, there we go. Geez, I'm glad you showed up, Shannon, because the regular person that comes in here and talks to me doesn't seem to be here tonight, and it makes it a lot more entertaining if there's people talking. So I'm also a very big science fiction fan. Love just about anything science fiction. I'm a big superhero fan. I actually like what a lot of people would call chick flicks too. Hitch. My wife introduced me to that one, and I very much enjoy that one. If you haven't seen that one's a good one to watch. Will Smith. I think Will Smith, I like Will Smith as an actor, actually. Always have. Strangely enough, though, I heard the other day that when he was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, did you ever watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Huion here. I have. Oh, a Huion. Huion. Oh, Doctor Who. Love Doctor Who. Took me a minute. I watched a bunch of the older episodes when I was young, and I got back into it with the reboot. Eccleston, David Eccleston, and I loved him. I thought he did a great job, but David Tennant is my Doctor. Really enjoyed him as the Doctor. Matt Smith, not bad. I don't mind him as the Doctor. Not my favorite though. Definitely David Tennant. I am enjoying the new Doctor. What the heck's his name? Capaldi, Peter Capaldi. I am enjoying Peter Capaldi. I'm told that he's much closer to the original first Doctor, and I have a buddy who got me all of the available episodes of Doctor Who, so I'm going to go back. There are some lost forever now, but I'm going to go back and see if I can find some of those early ones. Did you see there was a BBC movie about the making of Doctor Who? If you haven't watched that, you should watch that. That was a fantastic movie. Fantastic. I'm going to turn on my saw here for a second, so it's going to get really loud, so you might want to turn down your sound here. I have to cut through this. It'll only be a sec. All done. David Tennant fan in general. Love all his movies and shows. You know what? I haven't seen him in anything else. I heard he was in Bridgewater or Trowbridge, something. I heard he was in something else, and I heard it was good, but I haven't seen it yet. But yes, I'm a bit of a Tennant fan in general too. he certainly did a wonderful job as a doctor. But I definitely hold out a lot of hope for Peter Capaldi. I think he did a good job this past year, and I think he'll do a good job again. Not 100% sure about can't remember her name. The girl that plays Clara. She's definitely good looking. I'll give her that. And maybe it's not the girl who plays Clara. Maybe it's the character. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure why I feel that way. I'll have to examine that a little bit more. RIP headphone users. I warned you! I always warn people before I do that stuff. Sorry, I'll get back to the chat in just a second here. I just want to get these last couple in before the blue sets up on me. There we go. So yeah, that was a very long way of saying I am definitely a Doctor Who fan. I missed a bunch of the Matt Smith episodes because I did get a little bit bored with him after his first season, I think. Maybe after his second season as the Doctor. But some of the stuff that I've seen recently makes me actually want to go back and try it again. But that kind of, all of that kind of goes hand in hand with being a science fiction fan. Although, I will have to say, Doctor Who is kind of skirting the edge of science fiction and horror. But thankfully, it's TV scary, and that's really tame. That's about my level of scary. Stay. So, if you're a Doctor Who fan, are you like a Star Trek, Star Wars kind of fan too? Or just Who? I know there are some people that don't like the other ones and they're just Who fans. Oh, where'd my sticks go? I am almost done on this side, and then I'll be back in proper frame. I originally estimated that this whole popsicle stick mansion, both floors, was going to take 3 full weeks for me to build. First floor, second floor, and roof. And the first floor went pretty much exactly as I had anticipated that it would go. Or sorry, the first week went pretty much exactly the same way I anticipated it. But after that, I slowed right down. Some Star Wars stuff, watched all the movies and stuff. I have Lego movies, CGI cartoon shows as well. I haven't watched them yet. Lego movies, that's something I haven't watched. It just something that it just never seemed like it would interest me. It seemed like it would bore me. I don't know. That might be just be my, well, probably is just my bias talking, but I am a very big Star Wars fan. Probably my top 3 movies of all time. Actually, go top 5. That'd be Star Wars, The Matrix, The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, not sure after that. I'd have to think about it. Wouldn't call myself a true fan of Star Wars. Have you seen me on Jerry's other videos before? Do you know my my background, like from his other videos? I am a massive Star Wars fan. You can tell actually by that over there. I'm also a prop builder, amateur prop builder and model maker. I built that, not quite from scratch, but almost close. Big fan of Jerry's. Okay, cool. Yeah, Jerry's a cool guy. Jerry was actually pretty close to the first person I ever met when I got here. I'm a program manager for Microsoft, and the first project that they ever gave me to do, Jerry was the dev on it, the developer on it. And I had no clue who he was. Like, this was 2 years ago. I've been a big YouTube watcher for a very long time. But I had no clue who Jerry was. He didn't even have 100,000 subs at the time, I don't think. And he and I worked on a project together for nearly 2 months, I guess. And as soon as, at the very moment I met him, I knew I was going to like him because he's a lot like me. A lot of the other guys didn't know how to handle him because, let's face it, he is a bit of a personality. And then we've been, so I was actually looking for, like, maybe a week after I got here. I also love Adam Savage. Oh, I'm a big Adam Savage fan. Holy crap. Yes. He's a way better prop builder than I am. I'm very much amateur and he's very much professional. Do you watch Adam Savage on Tested? Have you seen his Tested stuff? I'm going to turn on the saw again for a second, so turn down your headphones or move them off of your ears because it's getting turned on now. Okay, done. Yeah, so back to Jerry. So I just after I got here, I was looking for actually a Richard Petty driving school because on my 40th birthday, my wife actually gave me a Richard Petty driving experience. And this is when we lived in Canada. So I'm here in Seattle, and like I said, I've been a big YouTube watcher for a very long time. I had a lot of people that I was following, a lot of prop artists and stuff like that, and woodworkers. Woodworking is another thing that I enjoy. So I was searching for driving schools, well, Richard Petty driving school specifically, and Dirtfish driving school came up because I was in Washington. And the video that came up was Jerry. And I was like, oh my God. So the next day when I went into work, I was like, hey man, I saw you on the internet. And he and I have pretty much been friends ever since. We like a lot of the same things. We've gone out to several movies together. We've had him over a few times. Him and his wife, Felicia, very nice person. Xander, what a cutie pie. Typical little boy, though. He gets bored very easily. Get up there. Come on, get up there. There you go. So there you go. All kinds of things about Jerry and I that you probably didn't want to know. All right. I'll cut these down later. I figure one of these days I'm going to do a kind of behind the scenes expose on Barnacle Nerdgasm. I'm sure he'll love that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the time to watch 35 hours of live streaming building of a popsicle stick house. So no worries that he'll see that. Oh, and by the way, bit of inside scoop. He is exactly like he is on YouTube. That is his personality. What you're seeing there, that's Jerry. He's one of these, you know, what you see is what you get kind of guys. Here I am telling tales out of school. I don't think he'd mind. Not like he hides any of it. So the new season of Who is starting up soon, eh? It's like September, isn't it? Last three for this side. Woohoo! Done the side. Done this part. I can move back into the center. Can you see me now? And now I can see the chat without having to move around too. Why do we keep doing that? So yeah, 35 hours of work so far. Actually, coming up on 36 hours of work so far just to get to this. And honestly, there's a lot of things that are not working the way I like. I've made some stupid mistakes in different places. Wow. There's definitely a bit of a learning curve here. Well, that's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to do any more right there, I don't think. Well, I can do. I hate having to do it this way. Yes, when I'm done with this, so I'm going to do this in a couple of stages. I'm going to do the popsicle stick piece, and then I'm going to take some shots and videos of that, and then I'm actually going to finish it like I would a house. So I'm going to actually parge the walls with drywall. Well, drywall mud, and I'm gonna put a cement patch out here on the cement floor. There's a bunch of areas I'm gonna actually make look like a tile floor. I'm actually gonna put carpet in the bedroom. So yeah, definitely. And then once that's all done, I've been talking to Jerry about something special to do with this. So you definitely want to stay tuned because it's going to get fun. And that's all I'll say about that. I'm kind of amazed. I'll be honest. I'm kind of amazed at how big it is. I made 1/2 inch equal 1 foot. My wife and I like space. So I think one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to finish some of these walls out, and I'm going to leave the sticks hang out a fair bit. And then after I go off the air tonight, I'm going to get out the saw and just trim them down. So I don't blow your eardrums out again. Hopefully that stays. And I will go from the bottom up on the next one. Crap. Crap, pap, pap, pap. Alrighty, this is why I have a chisel. Ha! Should work. Some of the popsicle sticks are bowed a little bit. Which makes it hard to get the sheathing to stay on. So in the past, I've just been kind of forcing it on, but I've decided that's not the best way to do it. So I shave down a little of the one that's causing a problem, and it's not causing a problem anymore. Dun, dun, dun. Get over there. Come on. There you go. Doing this stuff for the camera actually presents its own unique problems. Like if I wasn't doing this for the camera, I would probably just go around the other side and bend over and stick my ass in your face. The kinds of things that, you know, you just don't need to see. So Adam Savage, yeah, Adam Savage actually is a bit of a hero of mine. Ow, 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 ow. He is lucky enough to have the money to be able to do things, and the time, you know, the money to have the time, money to do things and time to do them. Of course, I guess a lot of people wouldn't call it luck. They'd call it hard work. Me, I was stupid. I joined the Army. So I'm not sticking my ass in your face. But you do get to watch the top of my head for a little while. I just really need to see this now in order to make sure it's right. I'm going to come back along later and clean up a lot of this stuff, like the glue drops and stuff like that. I might even try and fill the I wonder if that would work. Of course it would work. Aha. I might even try and fill the gaps that I've got here. There's a couple places where the popsicle sticks were, like I said, a little bit bowed. So they leave gaps, and those gaps do not look nice. So I'm going to try and come back along and use some. That won't work. That should go. Use some homemade wood filler to fill in some of those gaps. Alrighty, we are cooking with gas now. Uh-oh, what did I do? Apparently. Come on, get over there. There we go. It's coming along. I just wish it would come along faster. Faster! Now this is going to be interesting. Getting all of this down in there, that's going to be... Okay, let's do this. All good, not much else to watch on YouTube at the moment. Caught up on my subscriptions, enjoying my last day off, then back to the daily grind of work. What do you do for a living? I think I already told you what I do. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I got to say, I've got a lot of YouTube subscriptions. You actually might be able to see from my page. I don't know. Can you tell how many subscriptions I get? Or who I subscribe to from my page? I got a lot of subscriptions. And I'm constantly running out of things to watch. Baker at a supermarket. Oh my God. I think that would kill me. I have a serious weakness for baked goods. Why didn't that go? I used to work as a stock boy in a supermarket when I was like 16. And for my breaks, what I would do is go down to the bakery, get a fresh loaf of white bread, and a carton of milk or chocolate milk, and I just go into the break room and I just eat the bread just straight. I've been fortunate enough with the military to go to a lot of countries in the world. And I was turning into a bit of a bread connoisseur there for a while. I like the sweets too, don't get me wrong, you know, cupcakes, cakes, tarts, pies, that kind of stuff, but bread is my biggest downfall, especially white bread. Oop, my wife is moving upstairs. She's been away in Florida for the past 10 days. So she just got home last night. Very glad to have her home. I missed her a lot. Most guys are lost without their wives. Especially military guys. I love everything about being a baker for 11 years. Wow, that's cool, man. It is always good to enjoy what you do. Next door neighbors just walked out. Yeah, it's interesting. I do this with the garage door open beside me here, and my neighbors are walking by and they're watching this thing come together and they're just fascinated. Hey Ulysses, how you doing, man? I missed you. Shannon here has been keeping me company. She's been taking over your duties. As I said before, having somebody to talk to is really helpful with this. Yeah, I'm just gonna go there. Because otherwise I'd probably be bored to tears. Stay. Now this next bit is gonna be difficult, actually. Well, actually, maybe not. Ha ha! That is gonna work. Oh, well, sorry to hear that, Ulysses. You should say real life comes first. Wow, this is going to be fun. This part's going to be a little tough. I am not sure how I'm going to be able to do this bit. I did decide to take the plunge and upgrade to Windows 10. Got my new graphics card working properly. Nice. Congratulations, man. Really, really happy to hear that. I don't know what to do here. Be sure I can't get that down there. No. What if I do this? Playing on a laptop with 10 right now while watching the live stream. Oh, excellent. Congratulations. I'm very happy to hear that. Everybody put a lot of effort into getting that out. So we are glad that people like it. Should get going soon in front of a PC causing my head to hurt. Yeah, definitely go. Take care of yourself, man. Hopefully you'll be better and can come back and see us again on Thursday night. Appreciate you stopping by, though, Ulysses. Thanks, buddy. Keep working as fast as I can. So, Shannon, what time is it over there in Australia right now? Windows 10 is really good on the laptop, but still not game enough to put on the big system yet. What do you mean by not game enough? 12 p.m. lunchtime. Holy crap. It's 7 p.m. here. And I assume it's lunchtime on Wednesday there, right? So, Shannon, what do you mean by not game enough to put it on the big system? Is there something, do you see something wrong with it, or? I don't want a buggy system. I need the bugs sorted out first. I see what you're saying. So what I can tell you is that we've had this available for a while now. I'm not exactly sure how long, but for a while now, to the Windows Insiders program. And I can't remember what the number is, but there's a lot of people in the millions of people in the Windows Insiders program. And the data that we've published is correct and accurate. It's the most stable, in other words, the least buggy that we have ever put out. I mean, this is the best performing that we've ever put out. By the way, I should make it clear that I am not an official spokesman of Microsoft in any way, shape, or form. So the opinions that I give here are my own opinions, and I am not entitled to speak for Microsoft at all. But I'm allowed to give you my own opinion, and my own opinion is it's really good. Like, I mean, it's really good. But the final choice is completely up to you. You install it when you want to install it. Come on, get in there. Crap, 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 crap. Go, 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 go. Well, that didn't work. There we go. Not sure if you know your computers, but it has an overclocked Xenon CPU in it. I'm not the biggest hardware guy, but I know a fair bit. Yeah, You know what? If you wanna wait, maybe check the benchmarking, the third-party benchmarking tests. That's completely up to you. I don't specifically know. I don't know any of the characteristics of the machines in the Windows Insiders program, so I don't specifically know if there were overclocked Xenon CPUs in the Windows Insiders program. But with that many computers, I would guess that there were. But again, it's totally up to you. You do it when you think you're ready. I just happen to think it's the best product they've ever put out, and that's not just because I was part of it. I did not anticipate how difficult it would be to get popsicle sticks in these really small rooms. You know what? That's just going to sit there. So, Shannon, what other movies do you like? Or TV shows? Still running Windows 7 on it. Should be good, but I'll wait a bit longer and just use my laptop for now. Yeah, that's. I'm not the kind of person anymore to tell people what they should be doing. Notice I said anymore. It's for all my friends, my old friends back home who know that I have been a little bit pushy in the past. Wow, this base stuff is really tough. Yeah, Windows 7 was a very good operating system, but if you've watched any of the, did I just do that? Oops. I cut it to the right length and then cut it even further and made it too short. Nice boy, tries hard, kind of slow. Dumb E. There we go. Batman series. Yeah, that's interesting. I've had this conversation before too. I enjoyed the first Bat. I love Batman. Batman's my favorite hero. I think Wolverine's probably second, but Batman's my favorite hero. I love pretty much all the incarnations of Batman, but the Adam West one has to be my least favorite. I know when I was growing up, I watched it religiously. And it was in reruns when I was growing up. I'm not that old. Yeah, that Batman was just a little too campy for me. But definitely a Batman fan. Battlestar Galactica. Which Battlestar Galactica? Old or new? Time to get finger extensions. That is another one that's just gonna compression fit there, I think. I don't know, I suppose I could glue something in there somehow. Maybe not. The old series, me too. I like the old series better. Don't get me wrong, I liked the new series. At least the first and maybe even part of the second season. First season of the new series, I'll be honest, I absolutely loved. It's different from the old series. But I love the first season. But I've said this before too. Anything that breaks me out of the story will get me really fast. Like that's the worst for me. You break me out of the story, you've lost me. And I am a military man. Caprica. Okay, I haven't seen Caprica. Based on what you've heard of my biases, what do you think? Do you think I'd like it? I never did watch it because the story I'm about to tell you, actually. So I watched, like I said, I watched the first season of Battlestar Galactica, the new series, and I liked it. But being a military man, the second season rolled around, and they're, for all intents and purposes, they're a military. Well, I mean, they are a military. But they're doing a whole bunch of things, especially the Pegasus stuff. They're doing ow, 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 ow. That's going to do it again, too. That's way too small. Oh, and then I dropped it. Where did I drop it? don't even know where it went now. It might look like it's in my hair or something. I don't even know where it went. That's not it. I had. Oh, look, there it is. Glue. Ah. Let's try this a different way. Because that obviously didn't work. Sci-fi show and stuff, I'm a big fan of Person of Interest. Ooh, I loved Person of Interest. You may like it, but they only made one season. I've come to the conclusion that if I like something, they won't make a lot of it. I have definitely come to the conclusion that I am not a mainstream target audience kind of guy. Ha! Got it! What other ones am I watching with Person of Interest? I'm watching all the. Oh yeah, I know. What were they? They're on like season 4 or maybe even 5 of Person of Interest. Jim Caviezel is the main character in that one. Does a good job. I wish they didn't cancel Dollhouse. That was one of my favorites. I have not seen Dollhouse. Dollhouse was the one that had. Isn't that the one that had the girl who used to be in Buffy the Vampire Slayer? She played like the other Vampire Slayer or something. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, so I don't want anything longer than that. That's going to be tough, actually. I think what I should do. If that's the one I was thinking of, the Dollhouse, tell me about it. What was that about? I'm always interested in finding new shows. Yeah. Eliza Dushku. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the actress, which is why I never watched it. And that might be, again, my own bias, possibly because of the part that she played on Buffy. Because I didn't like the character that she played on Buffy, and that might be my own biases just getting in the way. I know that's happened to me before. I thought for a long time that I disliked Edward Norton as an actor. And then one day I came to realize it wasn't Edward Norton that I disliked as an actor. It was the characters that he was playing. And he was playing them extremely well. I think it was when he did the Hulk. And because of that, I was transferring him into the character. And that's just wrong. But having said that, I just like Edward Norton as a person, or at least, well, that's not quite true. I've heard too many bad things about him as an actor. Somebody else like that too. There's been a couple of people like that I've come to realize they're exceptionally good actors because they made me hate them simply because of the roles that they were playing. That's just what the character called for. Probably one of my favorite actors of all time is Viggo Mortensen. He's played a lot of stuff that I really like. The first thing I think I ever saw him in, he played the devil. Wow. Am I ever tearing that apart? Well, why would you do that, Rob? This sheathing of the walls is going significantly more slowly than I would have originally thought, and definitely significantly more slowly than I like. So on a regular basis, I watch Well, in the fall, obviously. I watch all of the NCISs, NCIS, NCIS LA, and NCIS New Orleans. I like them all. Scott Bakula, one of my favorite television actors. I watch Arrow, love Arrow. Actually, hey, have you heard of the YouTube channel Emergency Awesome? Emergency Awesome, if you haven't heard of it. The fellow by the name of Charlie, I guess, does a lot of videos on television shows primarily. Oh yeah, another big one that I watch, and he pretty much watches the same kind, almost everything the same as I watch. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., another big one. Love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Although I have to say I never really got into Gotham, which he likes a lot. Dollhouse is something like reprogrammed humans doing things they would never do, stuff would be worth watching. I will. I'll see about checking it out. It's on Netflix now, isn't it? I know it's not in production anymore. Come on. Sorry, I was lagging a bit. Yeah, I do that too sometimes, mostly in the mornings. Come on, that was a little funny. Yay. That was sarcasm. What I really meant was arg. Okay, this is seriously difficult. Haha! Done. I have several more walls here to do. I wonder. Oh yeah, I'm doing that. So I cut up a whole bunch of sticks where I took the two. Do I have pets? Yes, two cats actually. We like dogs, but we're in a rental place right now, and they don't allow dogs. My wife wants to get a dog, but honestly, I'm not responsible enough to get a dog. I couldn't, I wouldn't take it out every day, walk it the way it's supposed to be. So I cut the ends off, and I cut them off the ends fairly long because I wanted the ends for the roof. But I see, at least for this, I'm going to have to cut them significantly longer here. That's actually interesting. I get cats and they won't leave me alone. Cats love you. We have two. And one of them was pretty standoffish when she was younger, but not anymore. She is a snuggler now. Alrighty, this is gonna be fun. Again, that was sarcasm. And by this is going to be fun, I mean this is going to be no fun at all. You have 5 cats. Wow. Laura Croft, and then there's Merlin, Bratley, Munchkin, and Inlaha? That's an interesting name. What is Inlaha? Yep. Looks like I froze here. There you go. The wall is not as straight as I would have hoped. So I'm having to hold the sticks in place while it dries and sets up a little bit. Three more here. What are we talking? 7:52. Okay. 8 more minutes, and then we're going to sign off for tonight. I'd like to do more, but I have other things I got to get done. So So for the people that are watching, if you're new to the stream, we're going to be live broadcasting every Tuesday night and Thursday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time, which, if it's almost 1 p.m. In Australia right now, then that means 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Australian time. So please come back and join us. It's been awesome chatting with you. I hope to catch another live stream again and chat more TV stuff. Yeah, I love chatting TV stuff. I'll be back Thursday night, I think at 11 a.m. Australian time. Whatever 2 hours ago was. And hopefully I'll have a little bit extra done by then. I'll do some more work tomorrow night off camera, just to try to get ahead a little bit, because this is a lot of work. And thanks for chatting with me, Shannon. I really appreciate having somebody to chat with when I do this. So take care. Bye, Shannon. I'll see you. Hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. Ow, 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 ow. on the bright side, my fingers are getting immune to the burns. At least the tips of my fingers are. I had a good blister there from the one that I did on the meat of my thumb there. Ow, ow, ow. One, two, three, four more. I'll do these last four and then I'll sign off. I see there are people still watching. By the way, I mean, even if you don't chat, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Ah! Ow. Even if you're just watching to see me burn myself. Let's see if I can get that to stick. That might be sticking. Well, apparently I needed more than the three. I need one more after this. Yep, still one more. Ta-da! Done. Okay, guys. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do too? While I'm sitting here, I'm going to fix my sunglasses. I've been meaning to do this for a while. There we go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we will be back Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So take care. Bye, everybody.